Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. My name's Joe. Drink of the day is a Thatcher's Juicy Apple. Welcome to Shanks Saturday, the return. Over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be revisiting all 3 builds of Shanks, starting with the Tank Shanks. Next week, we're going to be going over the Control Shanks. And finally, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be going over an Aggro Shanks build. Beyond that, maybe we'll continue Shanks Saturday. Let me know if you want to see this series continue throughout OP12. OP13, I'm not terribly hopeful for our boy. But in OP12, I think this guy is going to be a really good deck. So this is my build of Tank Shanks. I'll go over the list for anyone who's new. If you know what Tank Shanks is about and you've had a look at the list, you can skip straight ahead to the gameplay. Timestamps are in the description. So this version of Shanks, Tank Shanks, is all around just making your leader quite big to save on card value by getting out of attacks for free. Obviously ties into your leader effect, giving something minus 1000 every turn is really nice. Especially to things that restand, like Green Zoro leaders, Angry Luffys, things like that. Zonji as well. And that ties into the new card that we've gained from this set, which is the 4-cost 6k Shanks blocker. So this is a really nice drop on 4. Into non-Green Zoro matchups, it gets you out of a 6k swing on the next turn. And then you can either use it as beat stick or just as a little blocker guy. And then into Green Zoro matchups, when your opponent attacks effect, debuffing one of their guys by minus 2000. It's obviously very, very relevant into their leader. And the other core card of the Tank Shanks build is going to be the 9-cost Shanks. This is the boss monster that you're most likely to play the most. It's 9-10. If your opponent has an 8000 base power or higher character though, you give this guy minus 3 costs, and then he's a 6-10. And then on play, you buff your leader by 2k until the end of your opponent's next turn. Which is really nice. If you can drop this for 6, and then keep some dons up for events, the amount of defense you have on that particular turn is insane. Chaining these, obviously very good. And then once you've played one, you just got a 10k beat stick, which is quite a nice stat line. Other boss monsters, I've got 2 of the KO Shanks, 10-12, pop a 10. I think there is scope to lower this guy, but into things like Katakuri, Rush Luffy's, Mihawks, this does come up fairly frequently. So I think he's quite nice at 2. The fact you can search him out with the Uta Searcher, top 5 for red hair, is pretty good. And then I've got 3 of the Rush Shanks. I do generally prefer this to the Pop Shanks. If you can get into a position where you can drop this safely, and then at the end of the turn after you play this, you're still at like, I don't know, maybe 2 life, 3 life, then you can start dropping this guy perhaps, especially if he costs 6, keeping dons open for events, and suddenly you're a 7k leader, everything they've got is minus 1, and you've got dons for events, which is great. I have brought in 3 of the Silver's Rayleigh. This is really good into, well, Silver's Rayleigh. The red leader especially. 8-8 on play, minus 3 to something, minus 2 to something else, then pop a 3. They play a lot of small guys. You can quite often effectively get 2 clears with this by popping one thing and debuffing another. Sometimes you can even get 3 clears. If you pop like a base 3k unit and debuff 2 things and then swing into them, this can really turn the board in just one play. So even though this is not a control build, I do still have 3 Rayleighs. Mostly for the Rayleigh matchup, but it comes up in other matchups too. Core Red Hair Pirates package is all still here. Ben Beckman, Trash is a 6, great card. Gets around Koshiro, which is lovely. That comes up a lot into Green Zoro. I'll talk a bit more about the Green Zoro matchup in a moment, but yeah, Ben Beckman getting around Koshiro is pretty good. On 4, Yasop, and I think there's room to cut this guy down a little bit. He's nowhere near as good as he used to be, but dropping this on 5 is still really good, especially into aggro decks. Because it just makes it that little bit harder for them to attack you on that turn. And that sort of 6th-on turn is the first turn where most aggro decks have a ton of swings. Like Rayleigh on 4, he can maybe swing twice, swing with a boa, swing with a leader, but it's nothing too crazy usually. Whereas on that 6th-on turn, they're going to have at least like 2 guys and the leader. They're going to be piling on pressure. So if you're at 6k, effectively buying yourself 3k counter, that's pretty nice. Of course, 4 Lucky Roo, brilliant into aggro, of course, still very good into that. Good into decks like GY Law, pretty good into Bonnie still. They play a lot of 6k like Cavendish. This guy's just staple. I don't think I'd ever cut this guy below 4, unless we really go into like a tier 0 format where he does nothing into the tier 0 deck. Shout out Emu. Anyway, in terms of 2ks, I've got 4 Hongo. Sometimes comes up, you play him on 3 to give minus 2 to something later on. 3 of the Lime Juice. These are your searchable 2ks. Both searchable off Uta. There's a few chump blockers around at the minute, so Lime Juice is pretty good. And check out this alt art. This alt art coming in PRB too. All the Shanks gamers are going to have to get some of these. It looks really, really good. 4 Otama, Just to combo with the Beckman, again, things like Mihawk, things like Katakuri, still really good for getting rid of those. As well as 7k units. There's a fair few 7k units around. Things like Beer Luffy, Sanji Pudding, cards like that. And then 4 of the Uta, it's just a really cheap blocker that actually has quite a high cost on the card. So can't be rested by things like Usahachi, can't be rested by things like Kuina. Obviously still vulnerable to Tashigi, Dead Man's Game. But the fact that this costs 2 in your hand once you've got any of these big Shanks guys on the board is really nice. And then finally, events, got 2 DDs. And this can come up on 6 to just remove like a Tashigi or a Cavendish, or whatever really that your opponent's played on 5. And 2 of the Jusoshi. This is a fairly staple card in the tank build. You could easily go up to more of this if you wanted to cut, for example, 1 Lime Juice or 1 Hongo. You could go up to 3 of the Jusoshi. This combined with a blocker is just insane defense into so many decks. So there's definitely scope to go up on this. So what do we think about this build in the format? I think generally across the board, your matchups are pretty reasonable. The new UP Luffy builds can still be a bit tough. That matchup was bad before, and it wasn't bad because they go forever with Lin and Gum Gum Giant. It was just bad because their guys are big and they ramp to big guys faster than us. It's still the same issue we had with RP Luffy. That hasn't really changed. If anything, it's potentially got worse because Mihawk can now remove Ben Beckman, and Rush Luffy is just a 10k body. Just really hard to deal with, even harder than the 9s. Buggy, thankfully, basically doesn't exist at this point. Green Zoro has kind of killed him off, which is great because Buggy sucked. But into like a lot of the aggro decks, things like Rayleigh, I'm feeling pretty reasonable. Into Sakazuki, the Rayleigh is really important, as well as, of course, Ben, just to be able to deal with their stuff early on. If they can develop like the Giga board, that's when it gets tough. But if you can keep on top of their board, don't let them get like Kuzan and Mancherry and Rebecca and Jack. Matchup's not too bad. Green Zoro is the one sort of the meta matchups that I've been struggling with the most. It feels just like our early game really just doesn't exist. So we end up just like piling on Dons and attacking. But then they end up doing the same thing. And then by sort of the end game, when we start getting to drop like our Rayleighs and Shanks, we're at like 2 to 3 life. And then they just start going, okay, 12, 12, 12. And you're like, this deck's so good. Green Zoro, I've not really found the best way to deal with it just yet. Because our early game is just not ideal. This Shanks does help. Don't get me wrong. If you can get this guy down and sort of protect him, this Shanks helps a lot. And the Jisoshi, obviously with the power down, works really good too. If your opponents do whiff things, the matchup's really not that bad, but Green Zoro just feels like it doesn't whiff very often. So, we'll see. If you've got any tips for the Green Zoro matchup with Tank Shanks, let me know. I'm all ears. But yeah, that is one of the matchups I've been struggling with more than others at the moment. Either way, thank you for listening to the deck breakdown. Here are some games of Tank Shanks. Okay, got a game to Purple Black Luffy. What a surprise, he went first. Incredible. I don't mind this curve. I don't like the Rayleigh that much in this matchup. I'm not a huge fan of him, but Ruin to Yasop's good. We'll go with it. Excuse me? Bit rude, mate. Bit rude, mate. I'm going to take my time now, actually. Go with the Uta. Why not? Don't think I want a Yasop, so I guess we'll take the Bomb Shanks. Yeah, very nice. Pass it over. No need for this. If you want me to hurry up, just a little question mark or a yo in the chat's enough to, you know, check I'm here. Check I'm here. We can take this first one. It's okay. Another Law. Why not? Nico Robin. So that's coming down next turn, huh? We'll hit him with the old 5. And then hit him with the old Roo. Nice thing is he's not going to have much aggression. Yeah, we can do this. Do we want to just trade these? He's just going to Robin. Next turn we're going to Yasop. We can swing 7. I don't hate just getting rid of this now. Following turn, we've got Rayleigh. He's really good. I'll just blow this up. I think that's fine. He's going with the Robin. Yeah, I think we're going to trash the Divine Departure and the Hongo here. I think the Hongo. The lime juice could come up if they play like the Onami blocker. Second Yasuo, not really what I was looking for, but it's fine. We'll go 7. He's going to go beer this turn, most likely. Whether or not he attacks with the Robin will be interesting to see. I'd love a Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman off the top would be the dream. I'll take this one. Sometimes lucky, gang. Yeah, we'll cancel out this one. Give him the lime juice. Yeah, I like the Otama more. Yeah, because we can do this. I'll attack here, minus down here. And then we'll just pop the beer. Can't swing lead, of course, but it is what it is. If he whiffs second beer, of course he doesn't. No such luck, huh? No such luck. 8 to 6, though. We can defend out of this one. See if he wants to swing his Robin again. He really wants rid of Yasop. Fair enough. This guy's not a fan of Yasop. I can't fathom why. He's a cool guy. Yeah, I think it's just bomb Shanks, pop the beer here. Go 7 to Robin again. 7 to Robin versus 7 to life. It's kind of whatever. He's going to burn a giant. It's fine. And then we'll go bomb Shanks, pop this, pass it back. We're running out of 2Ks quite rapidly, which is a little concerning. We will have to take this. Angry Luffy's pretty good. He's going to restand as well. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a 2K. Now we have a 2K. Can't really just drop this, right? We would remove this. Let's just start with 7 lead. I didn't think you want to go to 0 there. That would be a little crazy. If we blow this up, with this plus this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4K, 5K. All this shit's -1. We can just do double blockers. Okay. Zonji has another one in hand. Okay, do we lose to Robin just on board? Splits like 11, 11, 10, 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We pretty much do, yeah. Yeah, we pretty much do. See what happens with that. Okay. I feel a lot safer now. I feel a lot safer to just go double blockers. Could go triple blockers. I think I'd like to keep a 2K though. Surprised he let that go that easily. He's got another one. Sure, well that's not going to work out great for you. We'll trash the big Shanks. Just minus this to 4. Yeah, nice one. Sure. Interesting. Yeah, and this just doesn't swing. We leave 2 up for giant, I guess, huh? And this doesn't really do anything. I think we just go for it, right? It's got to be close to math, right? Let's start with the 12. See what he does with that. I think it's tough because if you block this, I have like a 17. So you kind of have to counter this. And we got like 556 as well. I think this should be math. I don't think it's particularly difficult to work out as well. We can also Otama Rayleigh kill this, but I don't really see the point. I think that's a lot of dons used. Yeah, just sacks that. That's fine. So if we go 9, then yeah, he just leaves, sure. Okay, all he had was the Hell's Judgment. It wasn't Double Giant. What was it he said? What was it he said? How about you finish the game out, you you dog? Well played to our opponent. That was a pretty good game. Double Angry Luffy. I didn't expect him to go quite that aggro. We how many beer Luffys? That was 2 beer Luffys we chewed through, right? Yeah, it was double beers. Hey, well played to our opponent. Let's move on. Okay, got to get into Zoro, and this is the one I've been struggling with the most. We're going first. I think I'll keep. I think we could. Uta's nice. I just really like the Uta to have something to challenge their guys early on. Yeah, the little guys. Now Yasop feels really bad in this matchup. I can't lie. I think I'm going to take the 9 Shanks here. Yasop feels like balls. They just kill it. And 10 Shanks would have been nice. We've already got 1 10 Shanks and we're on odds. So it's going to be a long time before we can get there. Koshiro, sure. Yeah, sure. I'll just go 5-5 then. It's fine. I've got nothing better to do. We'll just do 5-5. Put on a little bit of pressure. If he wants to slam 9 into Uta, 9 into leader, well, that can be done. Okay, plays Karina. Plays Karina. Or trash, sorry. Counters with Karina. Could play another Karina. Could be done. It is done. I think that's a mistake. I guess he does have the Koshiro though, so yeah, I guess it's not really a mistake. There's no way we can punish this unless we were playing the Marco, and unfortunately for me, I'm not playing the Marco. Yeah. In fact, we really don't have much of anything going on, do we? Charge! Okay, let's go. I'll take it. I'll take that. Next turn, we've got Ben Beckman. We can get rid of the Cavendish. That's lovely. We're going to take this 8, sadly. And if it's 7, I'll counter. But yeah, it's usually just going to be 8s here. Take that. We'll hit him with the old 5. And then we'll just trash Cavendish. Takes down to 2, 3. Cool. Just get rid of this. Gotta keep that guy off the board. That guy's crazy. I'm surprised he didn't just block with the Koshiro to save the Queener. I really thought he'd do that. Didn't. Wasn't interested. It's fair enough, I guess. Okay, there's another Queener. Yeah, that's a little annoying. That one's a little annoying. I don't really want to go down too low. What are we doing next turn? I mean, I can obviously Shanks for very cheap. Or we can Rayleigh. But Rayleigh can only pop the Kosho anyway. We'd get the removal on the Karina. We'd get the removal on the Koshiro. Maybe deal 1 damage and develop a Rayleigh. But we do nullify the attack of the Mihawk. I think... Do we have a 1k? We do have the Ben. Could Otama Ben this? I don't think that's ever worth it. Because if we Otama Ben this, kill the Karina, that's probably good actually. We could even leave 1 for DD. I don't hate that. Fuck it, let's take it again. I'm a baller. I don't care, I'm too hard. Hard as nails. Yeah, because this is only KO. It's only protects from KO. Which is very relevant. Because we have trash. Ben being trash is nice. Not like I didn't mean it like that, Ben. Anyway. Now, we'll just be a little careful of his aggression, but we do have the capability to potentially just counter out of a couple. We've got a lot of counter in hand. A lot of counter. Okay, passes over. Yasop off the top's not bad. It's another 1k. So let's go Otama on this. Second Beckman. Just get rid of his silly Mihawk. We'll go 5 to Queener. If he blocks with Koshiro, I will have to attack 7 to Queener. If not, we'll attack 7 at leader, of course. Yep, 7 at leader. Got to keep up the pressure. Can't let him have the breathing space. Even though he'll probably end up taking out his Beckman now. And I am going to leave 1 up for the DD. Because next turn is maybe the Shanks turn. Although with his Koshiro on the board, it's a little bit harder to use him. So it might end up just being like a Rayleigh turn. We'll have to see. Hiyori, though, I like that I have Otama to battle Hiyori. Although, again, this Koshiro existing, he can free block Otama, which is quite funny. Another Cavendish. Okay. Okay. Is this going to be 10 to Ben and then 10 to lead? I think we'll have to let the 10 to Ben go. You know, and then defend the 10 to lead. So we can DD leader 2. That's quite efficient. 9. No, it is 10. Yeah, I think we have to let that go. I don't want to give 2-1 and DD and another 2. So we'll go leader effect, then go DD, and then I'll 2k with Hongo. Don't need double Hongs. Alright, now no more Ben Beckman, so if we want to KO something, we've got to KO Koshiro first. Could just attack like 1 to Hiyori. If he free blocks... Yeah, if he free blocks, we can actually just kill the Cavendish. So I'm going to try and bait that. I'm going to try and bait the free block. Because, like, he knows he can do it. But if he does, we kill Cavendish with Rayleigh super easy. Which feels pretty good. Okay, he's actually going to counter. I suppose you can do that. That's fair. That is fair. Rayleigh this. Bring this down. Bring this down as well, I guess. I guess we could have done the Rayleigh first. I was very much hoping he'd take the bait, but the 1k is actually kind of smart there, you know? It's kind of smart. Do we have a Shanks? Go to 7. No, I think we need to bring this Cavendish down. Annoying we can't clear it. Maybe if we draw a Ben off this. To get the Ben. I think I take the Ben here. Ben just going through the Koshiro is so nice. Let's go 5 to Hiyori. And then we'll go 9 to leader. We are running low on counter just a touch. So we do need to be careful. Let's go 9 lead. So if he goes to 1, yeah, he's just going to block. I think that's smart. I think if there was a turn to get rid of your blocker, it was now. We are threatening lethal a little bit, but not really. We kind of need to go at least 1 more turn. The 9 Shanks may well be the way this turn. We'll have to see what he goes with. I think we'll be letting this Ben go, though. It's 12, 12, 12. The fact that they can do that and it's just like a really good play is so obnoxious, man. So obnoxious. Like, this is just a good play. And we just kind of die for it. Yeah, the restand event. Like, I don't have 2 blockers. I don't have them. I have 1. She also costs me 6. Very frustrating. Too many breaks. I think we've lost this game. Yeah, we've definitely lost this game. We, in fact, just lose on board. Which means we have to go for a very, very bad lethal. Yeah, we have to go for a really bad lethal. 7. Yeah, we lose to 15-15 on board because we only have 1 blocker. Even if I go to 7 with the Shanks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7k. Guess with 8k, we don't lose to 15-15. No, we exactly lose to 15-15. So yeah, we have to go for it. Seven? It's so bad, man. It's just so bad. It's got 2 2Ks. What's the odds this is 4 bricks? How many 2Ks has he given us? A couple. Oh, it's only 2. It's never going to happen, is it? It's literally 5-5. It's so trash, man. There's nothing else, though. There's just nothing else. He's just got us here, I think. Unfortunately. Yeah. That'll be the game. That'll be the game. Yeah, he had plenty of counter. GG's. Well played to our opponent. Oh, it's close, actually. Yeah, GG's. I wonder if I did better swings there. I wonder whether those any of those 2Ks came out of life. I don't think it mattered. No, I don't think it mattered. But either way, well played to our opponent. The fact they can just go 12-12-12 is so obnoxious, man. It's so crazy. Okay, got a game to Zonji. I'm just going to take second. Lucky Roo, there he is. He should be pretty good this matchup. We don't have anything for the following turn. He's mulligan, though. Beckman's pretty good on the turn after, especially with Otama. Let's keep. This is playable. I think this is playable. Double 9 Shanks I don't love in this matchup. That doesn't feel great. But, yeah, no. No thanks. This is 3 on Mihawk, right? Mihawk. Just a Shigi. Okay. Not quite what I was expecting. I mean, we've got DD now for something to do next turn. This only protects green characters as well. So we'll see what he goes with here on 5. Smoker would be about the best, I think. Mihawk into Zoro. Sure, rest Lucky Roo. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good, actually. And then what we swing in 7 lead, pick up the Mihawk. 6 lead, pick up the Mihawk. I ain't 6 Lucky Roo. Surely not. 7 Lucky Roo. Pick up the Mihawk, resand the Zoro. I'll blow up the Shigi. He kind of did my job for me, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'll just blow up Shigi. It's fine. I mean, this hand is kind of piss, but it's whatever. We'll go 5 here. And then I'll just DD this Zoro. It's terrible, but it stops him having any aggression next turn. Yeah, the later the game goes, the better we should be. And I mean, he's already at 2 with only 8 cards, so he's not had that much pressure. I mean, he's had no pressure at all, actually. Yeah, there's the Cavendish. I was expecting something like that. What's happening with the rest of this Don? Shigi, that doesn't protect Cavendish. I'll take this one. Lime Juice, fine. We're going to go 6. And then we'll just Ben Beckman this Cavendish. Because it's not green. So Shigi doesn't do anything. Feels good, man. This matchup that has felt like one of the better ones. Zonji's can be a scary deck for a lot of decks. But for Shanks, with the debuff persisting, it's not felt too bad so far, but we'll see. Maybe he's got something to cook us with. Grabs a Koshiro. That's a pretty good card. Did give us the Mihawk as well. I think he needs to see that 5-cost Smoker. That seems like a very important card. Next time we don't have very much other than just playing Big Shanks, which is fine, but you know, it's not what I'm excited about. You know? 8. Yeah, I'll take an 8. Just picks up the Nami. He's going to play out the Nami again, I guess. Sure. That's miles better than the 9 Shanks. Okay, I think we should win this game from here. Grabs another Koshiro. We'll go 5, then we'll go 7, then we'll go 12. And the fact that this debuff is just on the board is just so good. Go 7. It's going to take. Go with this. Go 12. And the clock is on. The clock is absolutely on. And he's got nothing on the board. It's, yeah. I don't think taking out that Lucky Roo is the way, but Lucky Roo in general is just so annoying. Sure, you can Vanderdecken all you like. That's cost you 2 cards. And he did a damage, right? Well, he got the blocker. You're still not establishing anything, is the problem, and you've just lost 2 more cards. Another Nami. Koshiro. He's got 2 of these in hand now, right? 2 Koshiros. I do believe so. I do believe so. Next turn, we're probably just going with Shanks at this point, but he's got to develop something. I'm going to counter out this one. Picks up the Vanderdecken, sure. I mean, I guess he can play the Vanderdecken again, pop up Ben, but again, he's losing 2 more cards. He's just not really getting anywhere. Let's give up the Hongo. And next turn, we're going to be a 7k leader, so there's also that to deal with. And in fact, for the next 2 turns, we're going to be a 7k leader. Yep, Vanderdecken again, trashing 1 more Fishman to pop our Ben Beckman. Another Hody, sure. I mean, cleared our board. 4 Don cleared our board, but did cost 3 cards. 2 Hodies and a Vanderdecken. We're just going to go with this. Go for 8. He's got a block here, really. That's a mistake. Now we just Lime Juice and win. Can even, like, Lime Juice, because we know he has 1 more Kosher in hand. He's just not had an attacker. Every attacker that he's played, we've just got rid of. The Zoro, we got rid of it. Yeah, Cavendish, we got rid of it. He's been wasting his time playing out these Vanderdeckens because we've been applying so much pressure that he's had to do the Vanderdecken stuff. It just makes it really awkward, right? Just makes it awkward. Yeah, I have found this as one of the best matchups so far. Yeah, okay. PV. It's a cool deck, though. I really like the Zonji. Really big fan of the Zonji. Just not into Shanks. Bro, please. Please don't do that. I guess you have to swing at least 8. That's tough, man. Like, it's so tough. The fact that this can only restand 7,000 power guys as well, it's like, if I'm at 7, your first swing with the guy just doesn't do anything. So we can just debuff it, right? That's tough. That's tough. This is going to get even worse when we get more big leaders, right? Like, imagine Roger. He's chilling at like 7 or 9 and you're like, 7? Restand 7? Picks up the VV, sure. We'll just do that one. And now what? Now what, right? Koshiro. VV, okay. If we double Lime Juice, it's not quite a math win, actually. Because we only swing 14-5. You can counter that in theory. So I think we can just Shanks again, right? Yeah. Yeah, probably even Uta. What am I looking for? Nothing really. Just go 8. And then 10. He's got no pressure. There's no need for us to go for it that turn. And the fact that he can get out of 2 Lime Juices, I don't want anything too crazy to happen. No, we're going to eat through 2 Koshiros here. He's got to develop more blockers again. I mean, if you want to Vanderdecken my Shanks again, you can. But again, we're still going to have 1 guy and it costs him another card. He's sort of not stabilizing, but he's living. He just leaves though. Yeah, no blockers, in fact. That is GG's. Well played to our opponent. It's a tough matchup for the Zonji. If we go into Purple Luffy, I'll take first. I do like the Shanks. The Shanks is good in this matchup. We've got nothing early on. This is very good. Because they love ramping into Kata or Luffy Taro. I'm going to keep. Even though we've got very little early game. The Yasop's good. I'll take Yasop. That's a nice one. I'm not too focused on the removal in this matchup. We could have took the Lucky Roo as well. But I think if I can just stay big, make it hard for my opponent to really do anything, that's generally the start I like to get into Purple Luffy. Yeah, it just goes with the Zoro Juro. Gum Gum Giant, sure. Does ramp up. Is he gonna swing 6? Seems sensible. I'll take this one because we're going to be a big leader for the next couple of turns here. Yeah. Oh, Roo is interesting, though. Roo does interest me. Just blow up the Zoro Juro. No. I'm going to go with what my initial strategy was. I'm going to be a big leader. big leader for like 3 turns. And then after that, we can start doing removal stuff. But the Yasop's cool. The Yasop will help us potentially remove stuff with his when attacking. And this is all assuming my opponent is going to play out an 8k power unit. If they don't, well, I guess we can just bend Beckman the Zorojiro. He just plays like a Zorojiro of his own. But I'm expecting either Kata or Luffy Taro here. Kata. It's a good card, but I've got a big Shanks. Is that a Shanks in your pocket, sir? Or are you just pleased to see me? So that's going to cost 6. This is base power, right? We should just do this first. Then we'll swing for 7. -1 here, and then we'll swing another 7. He's going to have to probably take 1 and then block 1, or 2k, 1k, 1k. Which, none of that's ideal, right? Yeah, it does give us a 1k here. I'm going to go 7 at lead again. He can be back on 9 mum, but I'd rather see a 9 mum than a 9 Luffy, and if we continue by pressure, we'll make it hard for him to play the 9 Luffy. Like, he probably can this turn, but even so, it's a little iffy, you know? It is a little iffy. This Yasop's probably going to eat some hits in this turn, though, I can't lie. He's probably going to get munched on a little bit. I'll do this, and then give it 2k here. Give the old lime juice. Yeah. I'm sensing, what's his face? 9 cost Luffy in my future. But if we can stop that hit going into life, I'll take it. I don't think he'll swing 6. I think he'll want to leave 1 up for Giant. Yeah, there's the Luffy. I thought as much. Yeah, this is going to kill Yasop, though. So not a lot we can do about that. Not a lot indeed. Let's go 10 lead. It's really annoying, honestly. Big number. Big number good. Then we're going to do it with another 9 Shanks. I'm going to play out the Uta to try and dig towards something for next turn, because we don't really have a play. Lucky Ru's okay. It does give us the Giant, ditching a Zorojiro and a Kamazo. Lovely. Let's go with the Uta, see what we get. This is okay for next turn, honestly. Just pop this. Don't hate that, actually. Let's go another one of these. And then we'll swing again, 9 and 5. Demand at least a 2k. Oh, he does not have any 2ks. That's tough. That is tough. I might have gone to 0 there, but that tells me that he's probably not playing Mum, which is relevant. We're going to be eating 1 swing from this Luffy for sure. Anything else we'll have to defend, I think. That's the plan, anyway. This Shanks is going to be nice next turn. We can either do it to pop this, or we can just pop the 8 cat. And then go like 10, 10, 5. That is leader. Which is somewhat interesting. I'm somewhat interested in that. This card is so cool. It's nice to see it being played in decks that aren't just like UP. BY? UP for sure. Usahachi, sure. 2 more bodies. A lot of bodies on the board. It is a little scary. But not going to be too much swinging. Probably 9 from Kata. And maybe quite large from this Luffy, I'm sensing. Maybe, could just be 10. Okay, just 8 from Kata. I mean, if this is swinging 10, we're just going to take it anyway. But if I leader effect now, he gets a swing with Zorojiro. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give the Otama. We don't have any removal other than this Shanks that kills everything anyway. I guess Zorojiro can do 8. But will he only want to leave 1 Don up? Probably. We'll see. Depends how sure about the counter situation he is, but he had no 2Ks last turn. He's got at least 1 now with Usahachi. But we'll see. 12 here. No. I can't allow that, sir. We'll have to give you 1 lime juice. We're forced. You forced my hand, sir. I'll give you 1 lime juice. He can't block this, so we'll just start with 5. Because I think I'm very much likely to play this turn. Now we'll go 10. He came back. Okay, and he did indeed take. Let's go 10 again. Let's go 10 again. Didn't want to block. Cool. Works for me. Trashes are poorly. Interesting. Let's just get rid of the biggest guy and then pass. Now, he does have 5 swings, but because we've been able to stay very, very, very healthy, we're in no danger. He's in a lot of danger. We've got a 10, a 10, a 12, and our leader next turn. He's only got 1 blocker. Even if he plays 1 more blocker, it's not really safe. So what did splits be? 8, 8, 10, 11. We've got a good amount of counter here. What I don't want to happen is my board gets farmed. I think we can lead a 2 out of this one, though. Let's give the Hong go. Sure. What's this going to be for 7? 2 blockers, maybe? Like a Onami and a Chopper blocker? I don't know. Yeah, I'll just buff the leader, just in case. I think this is... Okay, it's Sanji, sure. So he is just going for it. He's going for it. He's got 7, 8, 8. That's the math. Sure. Well, we can counter an 8 into 6. So we'll just take this. Only just, actually. We've drawn, like, every single life was a brick. Holy. Yeah. Very close one there, actually, in the end. He nearly got us. There was a lot of bricks in our life. Holy. But yeah, we had him guaranteed on the crackback. I don't think the Big Mum would have ever helped. I don't know what this poof is about, but GG's your opponent. Well played. Let's move on. So thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Let me know what you think of the build. I will be revisiting Tank Shanks again in a few weeks' time, probably. But next week, we're going to be moving on to Control Shanks, trying that out in the meta. It's been a while since I played Control Shanks, man, with like the new gates and loads of building snakes. It's been a minute. It's just not really been very viable in the last little bit. Tank Shanks was sort of the only build that I was having any success with in OP11. But in OP12, well, everything's changed. So we'll have to give Control Shanks a go, see how that one goes. Either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.